I'm back. Hi guys, I'm back with another video. I know it's been forever, but anyway, it's been a long time and it's nobody's fault but my own. And let's just say our world is pretty crazy right now. I'll just give you a brief overview of my quarantine, and then maybe I'll make a separate video kind of going into depth. Basically, I got super depressed at the beginning of quarantine. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty depressed. I ate whatever I wanted. I didn't work out, which led to me putting on weight. No, you're a personal trainer and you put on weight. Yes. Why? Because personal trainers are human, just like everybody else. So I was depressed, and that's something that I do when I'm depressed, I guess, and I'm anxious, is I don't care about my health, and that's just the gist of it. It's not good, and I know it's something that I need to work on, but it's something that definitely happened. So the beginning of quarantine was rough for me, and fast forward to now, where I guess we're technically not in quarantine anymore, even though we're still not able to do some of the things that we usually would have been able to do. But I did decide to take some steps to better myself, my body, my image, because I know who I am deep down, and I know that health and fitness is something that is important to me, obviously. So I decided to invest in some equipment, not only for my clients, but for myself. I also decided to do a different type of eating style, which I want to go into depth on things like that. I want to build this channel as much as I can. I've slacked with it, and I think it's just sometimes the discouraging thoughts of like, you know, nobody might be watching it, this and that, so I stopped. But I know that YouTube is something that I was going to do for myself. Whether people watch my videos or not, it's something that I said I was going to do for myself. Therefore, I need to do it. So here I am. And what I decided, I have all these thoughts in my head of different things that I want to do for this channel. And a lot of them being reviews. So that's what today's video is actually going to be. I am reviewing one of the best purchases that I think I've ever made in my almost, September 9th is my birthday, 27 years of living. And it's not something that I can really like explain without just showing you guys, but just know that it was definitely one of the best purchases that I've ever had, that I've ever made in my lifetime. So I'm about to explain to you guys this piece of equipment that I have bought, I would say really for myself, but it is something that I could use with my clients as well. But this piece of equipment, I want to explain some of the pros of it, some of the cons, the price, where you can find it, the benefits. There's just so much good about this equipment that I want to promote it as much as I possibly can. And the company in general. I don't really know the company that well, but from this thing that I bought, I would give the company a 10 out of 10. You know, obviously I don't know the company well enough, and I don't know what it all entails, but some of my pros and some of my cons of the equipment. So stay tuned for that for the rest of this video, and stay tuned for some more consistency with Noni Bell Fitness. I will one day have, and I like to speak things into existence, I will one day have a consistent schedule where there are millions of people watching me. But until then, stay tuned for this video, the rest of this video, as well as future videos of reviews. I want to do mental health because I've been dealing with that as well. I want to do physical health, do some more workout videos, different things like that. So stay tuned for some fun content, and stay tuned for this piece of equipment that I am about to show you guys. so I'm back and I'm actually on the rower itself. So now you guys have seen that it is a rower. So guys, before I get into the pros and cons, I just want to say that I really took time to evaluate what I was going to invest in. So I did research and I looked up things and I thought about cardio equipment that I hate versus cardio equipment that I love. And this is how I came down with this equipment. So let's start with the pros, okay? The biggest pro that I have for this equipment is how small it is. This rower is probably the smallest rower that I've ever seen in my life, but it's one of the most effective rowers that I've ever used in my life, okay? So that's the number one pro. It is small, it is compact, it is light, guys, and that's a big perk for people like me who are personal trainers that might not feel comfortable going to the gyms yet and are primarily training their people outside at parks. You're training your clients outside and you're looking for something that is small, compact, but maybe you have people like myself. Some days I catch myself having people back to back to back. And when I used to be in the gyms on a regular basis, I would tell my client, all right, go on the treadmill, warm up for 5 minutes, go on the rower, warm up for 5 minutes, whatever I had them do that specific day. So now that I have this guy, when I have my super packed days, I can pull this guy out, tell him to start with 5 minutes on the rower while I'm finishing up with my last person. And it's a game changer. So biggest pro for sure for me is the fact that this thing is so light, compact, takes up zero room, okay? And weight wise, guys, so I store this in my room. Again, my apartment's small. I store this in my room, okay? One, my room is pretty big actually, but it doesn't take up a lot of space in my room at all, right? Carrying it from the room to the living room is not that far of a distance because my apartment's small, but I would say it maybe weighs 20 pounds, maybe 20 pounds. So something that personal trainers can easily carry from their apartment or their home. So it's compact, you can transport it from one place to the next. It weighs nothing. That's probably the biggest pro, honestly. But there's so many other pros, okay? Pro number 2, the assembly. When it first came out of the box, my dad was there with me. He helped me out. He actually did it. I didn't do anything. And it took us no time, okay? It was literally the matter of putting a bolt into something to rise the platform up so it is on a decline, and installing the computer / screen. And it was literally the matter of plugging this wire into this wire, clipping it onto here, like you can see there, and then the wire connecting down, back here, down to right there. That was basically it. I'm pretty sure the seat was already on there. We might have had to put the handlebars on, but again, I didn't do any of the assembly. It took my dad maybe 5 minutes to do it, if that. So assembly is super easy, didn't require any tools. He was like, maybe I should get something to tighten it up. There was no tools required, okay? That's pro number 2. Pro number 3, the core burn, guys. So I used to do CrossFit, right? And my trainer that helped me to get into CrossFit and coach me through my competition and everything like that, he would put me on the rower all the time. And I low-key hated it when I was training with him. Shout out to Zach. I low-key hated it when I was training with him. But now being a trainer myself, the rower to me is one of the best pieces of cardio equipment to use to warm your body up. It literally uses all of your body. Like, yes, you can use all of your body when you run if you pump your arms. Yes, you can use all of your body when you use the elliptical, if you actually use the handles. How many people use the handles? Show of hands. I'll wait. Exactly. Not a lot of people use the handles on the elliptical. So for me, I love the rower because you burn through your legs, you burn through your arms. But with this specific rower, guys, my core, give me 10 minutes and my core is on fire. Now, I will say people who struggle with back issues and things like that to be cautious to make sure that you are actually engaging the core. But once you have that core engagement down and you're using it correctly, guys, your core is on fire. And for me, I know my core is not super strong, but for whatever reason, when I am doing core work, and it's probably because I'm compensating with my back, but I don't feel the burn in my core like I feel with this piece of equipment, guys. The core burn is insane. So that's a whole pro in itself, okay? So, and then the final pro, I would say, is the price, which I'm going to get to at the end of the video. The price for this equipment, for what you're getting, was insane. So now, before I get to the price, I want to talk about the cons of the equipment that I had purchased, this rower that I purchased. Really isn't a lot of cons, okay, guys? Honestly, I can think of 2 cons at the moment. And number 1, the first con is the hydraulic tube, okay? So like I told you before, this thing runs on hydraulics. I'm going to show you actually while I'm explaining it. So this is your hydraulics tube. You can adjust your resistance right here. As you see, I have it on a 3 right now, but it goes all the way up to 12, I believe. Yeah, all the way to 12 and all the way down to 1, okay? But this is your hydraulics tube. This is what gives you your resistance while you're doing it. Guys, the tube gets very hot, okay? So, which makes sense, obviously. So like I said, I store it in my room, but I like to watch the TV in the living room while I row. So I put a show on, 15-20 minute show, and I row throughout the show. So I carry it from the room to from the bedroom to the living room. And what I will say is, if you are doing something similar to me, is be super cautious of that hydraulic tube. I definitely felt it one day. I finished my row and I was putting it back in my room, and the tube is hot, but that's something to be cautious of. Now, I will say, Sunny Health and Fitness, what they maybe could have done is put some type of like rubberized something or like a padded something to prevent somebody from hurting themselves. But now that I'm looking at it, I think they do make a note not to touch it after usage because it gets very hot. So that's con number 1. And then I'll say con number 2 is I wish they got a little more technical with the computer or the monitor that's on it. So the monitor right now, it basically tells you, you can have it scan where it tells you everything as you go. It gives you options for time, calorie, count, and total count. So I learned that the total count is how many counts you've done since you've gotten the equipment, right? And then the count itself is the count for just that specific row that you did. And then your calories obviously shows you how many calories you burned while you were rowing. Maybe if they did, and I know that it would probably change the cost of it, but maybe if they did like the heart rate monitor handles, so you can read your heart rate. I know those aren't super duper accurate, but I think that would be cool if they put like a heart rate monitor bar on your handles, and maybe have that be an option where you can see what your heart rate is while you're going. But it's super duper simple. Again, for the price, it makes sense, but I think it would have been cooler if they added some more like features to the monitor. I know with the Concept, they also give you the Concept rower. That's the one that you typically will see in your gym. The one that runs based off of a fan. They have like games and stuff on there. Again, the price that I got for this versus a Concept rower, I understand why they don't have things like that, but it would have been cool to have more features on the actual monitor / computer itself. And that's really all I got for my cons. I'm not gonna lie, there really isn't a whole lot. And again, I've had this for about 2.5 months now, and I don't have any serious issues with it. Now, what everybody's been wondering, Noni, how much did you pay for your rower? Guys, and I'm going to link down below in the description the link to the Amazon link for the rower itself, and then also I want to do the Amazon link for the company itself. So this company, Sunny, doesn't only make rowers, they have all sorts of compact cardio equipment, so for great prices. So I'm gonna again leave the link for this specific rower as well as the link for the Amazon page for the company itself, so you can see all of the cool cardio equipment that they have for the prices that they have. So guys, I paid $97 for this rower, and I'm excited. On top of the $97, it was on Amazon Prime, guys, and I'm an Amazon Prime member. So I got this thing in 2 days, and it was $97, guys. Under $100 you can get this rower for it. I'm not even sponsored by Sunny or Amazon or anybody, but I'm just spreading the word of how great this piece of equipment is, how cheap it was, and how quickly you can get it. Okay, again, it's something very simple that you can do while watching an episode. Like, I'm literally, after I'm done recording this, gonna watch an episode. I've been into Schitt's Creek lately. I know I'm late on the game, but I'm about to watch an episode of that and row for 20 minutes. It just doesn't make sense for you not to get it. If you have $100 right now, okay, that you can use for something that you want, you need to lose weight, you might not be able to afford a trainer, you know what I mean? And that's something that as a trainer, I understand that. So not everybody can afford personal training. This is what you need to invest in, okay? That's it for my review. Sunny Health and Fitness. Again, I'm gonna leave the link for the rower and for the company in the description down below. And thank you guys for being patient with me as I am still trying to continue to learn how to build this channel / how to make time for something that I want to do. But just stay tuned I have so many ideas in my head of what I want to do with this channel, all the reviews that I want to do, all the content that I want to talk about, and not just dealing with fitness. Like, there's so much that I want to go over. I do want to get down into some deeper conversations and talk about deeper topics, rather, not conversations, but deeper topics, and talk about things from mental health to again, more reviews. I think I told you before, I'm doing this whole non-dairy lifestyle now, part-time. And so I want to do reviews on different things that I've gotten that I thought were going to taste terrible, and I was kind of annoyed that I was spending money on it, and then when I got it, realized it was amazing. So there's so many ideas that I have in my head that I want to do, and please be patient with me while I continue to figure out time to make these types of videos and reviews and everything else that I want to do. So again, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like this video, comment down below any questions you may have. You can follow me on Instagram. I have an Instagram, it's at Nonibel Fitness. Facebook at Nonibel Fitness. Subscribe to the channel so that way you can see when I'm posting content. You will get a notification when I post something up. And just stay tuned. I have a lot of exciting things that I want to talk about, and yeah, so just stay tuned for some good stuff, okay? Thanks for watching, guys. Check out Sunny, check out their rowers, and I will see you guys next video.